Okay, so I just watched that Fable gameplay reveal from the Xbox Developer Direct, and I gotta be honest, I went in completely blind. Never touched a Fable game in my life. I know, apparently that's gaming sacrilege or something. But look, now I get to react to this with zero nostalgia goggles on, which might actually be more interesting. First off, this was made by Forza Horizon people, the car racing studio. That's actually kind of wild. Like, imagine if the folks who made FIFA suddenly decided to make Elden Ring. But apparently they've been working on this for years, building up a whole RPG team from scratch. So the trailer starts and immediately I'm getting these fairy tale vibes. Rolling hills, storybook villages, but with this slightly twisted British humour that feels like if Monty Python made a fantasy game. The colours are super saturated and vibrant, which is refreshing because everything lately is either brown post-apocalyptic wasteland or cyberpunk neon hellscape. But here's where it gets interesting. Story setup is actually pretty dark. You start as this kid living in Briar Hill village, everything's peachy, and then boom! Mysterious villain turns literally everyone to stone, including your nan. Your nan! That's genuinely messed up. But then the tone shifts back to this whimsical adventure where you can kick chickens and turn enemies into actual chickens with magic. It's like emotional whiplash in the best way. Speaking of chickens, they showed the combat system they're calling style weaving, which basically means you can flow between sword swings, bow shots, and magic without any jarring stops. And yeah, one of the spells turns enemies into chickens temporarily so you can punt them across the field. That's the kind of stupid, delightful nonsense I can get behind. The combat actually looked way more involved than I expected. It's not just button mashing, they showed these group encounters where enemies have different behaviors and weaknesses. Like there's a moment where a hob, these goblin looking things, accidentally kills its buddy with friendly fire, and the devs were like, yeah, we kept that in because it's funny. That chaos factor makes it feel alive. But the thing that really caught my attention, the living population system. They claim there are over 1,000 NPCs, each with their own routines, jobs, and personalities, all fully voiced. You can literally follow any of them around for a day and watch them live their little digital lives. Get up, go to work, hit the pub, go home, and here's the kicker. They remember what you do. So if you're running around kicking chickens, which by the way is apparently a Fable tradition, you'll get a reputation as a chicken chaser, and different NPCs react to that reputation based on their own worldview. It's not just good versus evil on a slider. Some people will think you're hilarious, others will think you're a menace. Being rich impresses some villagers but pisses off others. That's way more nuanced than I expected. They also showed this choice where you meet Richard Ayoade, yes, the It crowd guy, playing a gardener named Dave who accidentally turns himself into a giant using magical fertilizer. You can choose to kill him or spare him. If you kill him, his massive corpse stays on that hillside for the rest of the game permanently, and it affects house prices in the area. His sister will hate you. That's the kind of persistent consequence I didn't know I wanted until now. And apparently, you can buy property, start businesses, get married, have kids, get divorced. Like, this is The Sims, but with sword fighting and fire-breathing chicken bosses. Yeah, there's a giant cockatrice that breathes actual fire. I love how committed they are to the chicken bit. The mockumentary-style interviews they do, like the office breaks where characters talk to the camera, that's apparently woven throughout the whole game, not just the trailers. That's such a weird choice for a fantasy RPG, but it works? Gives everything this dry, self-aware humor that keeps it from feeling too serious. Look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I understand all the references to the old games. They mentioned Bowerstone returning and I just nodded like I knew what that meant. But as a complete newcomer, this looks genuinely charming. It's colourful, it's funny, without trying too hard. The combat looks fluid, and the world seems like it actually reacts to you in meaningful ways. Autumn 2026 is the release window, which feels both soon and forever away. But considering this is supposed to be a full reboot, not connected to the old game story, I might actually check this out. It looks like the kind of game where you can just exist in the world, be a weird little hero, kick some chickens, accidentally ruin a local economy by leaving a giant corpse in the town square. Meh, I mean, that's a Tuesday for me anyway. What do you guys think? Does this look like your kind of weird, or are you over the whole British humour and fantasy thing? Drop a comment, I'm genuinely curious if I should go back and play the old ones, or just wait for this one.